Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of Coronation Street and love a good mystery, today's video is for you. We've got some juicy spoilers to talk about, and things are heating up on the cobbles. From Lisa's shocking claim that she's being framed for a murder, to unexpected twists involving family secrets, we've got a lot to cover today. So, grab your tea, sit back, and let's dive into what's going down in Weatherfield. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave us a comment with your thoughts on these wild twists. Let's get into it. First off, let's talk about Lisa and her bombshell claim. As the investigation into Joel's murder intensifies, Lisa is convinced someone is framing her. And not just anyone. She believes the person who did it is the murderer themselves. Sounds like something out of a thriller, right? Lisa insists that her issue CS spray was planted at the crime scene, and when she retraces her steps, she starts to get paranoid. Could she be right? Is someone manipulating the evidence to make her look guilty, or is she simply covering her own tracks? It's hard to say, but one thing's for sure. Lisa's life just got a whole lot more complicated. Lisa's mind is racing as she tries to piece together what happened, and it's clear the pressure is starting to weigh her down. She's haunted by the thought that someone might actually be setting her up for this murder. Someone who has access to her things, knows her movements, and is probably closer than she wants to believe. She keeps going over the details again and again, trying to remember when and where she last had her CS spray. But every time she thinks she's close to a breakthrough, another doubt creeps in. It's like a puzzle where pieces just don't fit. And the more she thinks, the more tangled up it all seems. You can almost feel the frustration building up as she questions who would go to such lengths to frame her for something as serious as murder. Meanwhile, she's got to stay calm on the surface, keeping this turmoil to herself as she tries to act like nothing's wrong in front of everyone else. But inside, she's breaking down, replaying moments over and over, second-guessing everyone around her. Is she overthinking things, or could someone really be that sinister? Each unanswered question is like another weight pressing down on her, making her question her own reality. But the biggest fear creeping in? What if she's digging so deep that she's only making herself look more guilty? And speaking of investigations, Kit is onto his next suspect. Will this lead him any closer to the truth, or will he just end up with more questions than answers? With each new twist, we're on the edge of our seats, wondering who's going to crack the case wide open. Now, let's talk about Shona. David finds her in a terrible state. She's clearly shaken up. It turns out that Clayton, the man who's caused so much pain in her life, is now in the hospital. But here's the kicker. Shona had a visit from the police, and it looks like they're still investigating Clayton. Is this going to stir up old wounds for Shona? It's such a delicate situation, and we can't help but feel for her as she tries to hold it all together. Meanwhile, a mysterious tip-off leads to a surprising discovery. Sally and Tim's car is found. But here's the twist. Mason, who's been giving Tim a hard time, slips up and accidentally reveals that he's the one who tipped off the police. Imagine the shock on Tim's face when he realizes that someone from his own circle might have played a part in this whole mess. Talk about a betrayal, and finally, we end on a heart-wrenching note. In the hospital, Lauren is cuddling Frankie, her eyes filled with worry. She admits to Max that she constantly fears social services will take Frankie away from her. Max reassures her that as long as they stick together, they'll be fine. It's a tender moment, and we can't help but root for them to find peace amid all the chaos surrounding them. So, what do you think, folks? Is Lisa really being framed, or is there something more going on that we don't know about yet? Will Kit's investigation uncover the murderer, or will it lead him down a rabbit hole of false leads? And what about Shona? Will she ever find closure when it comes to Clayton? There's so much drama unfolding, and we want to hear your thoughts on all of it. If you enjoyed this spoiler-filled breakdown, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe, and share your theories in the comments below. Who do you think is behind the murder, and what do you think will happen next on Coronation Street? We'll be back soon with more spoilers, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.